Hey girls, so this is a bit of a video just to remind you about some things that we've been going through about introductions and structuring your arguments. So one of the things to remember is that the outcome is marked on 3 criteria, and the first one is S1, which is synthesis of your knowledge and your argument. So synthesis literally means bring together. So what we expect in this criteria is that you will have brought together a range of different ideas and points and use these to create an argument that is cohesive and follows to actually, help answer your question, which is the point of the whole thing. So I've just put up an example here. It's not A plus, but I think it's a really good example of how to do synthesis clearly. So this student is trying to look at to what extent. So that's a really important consideration, because at every point throughout their work, I should know the extent. So a great extent, a limited extent, somewhat, etc. The other thing that I notice when I look at this person's question is that there's going to be three facets to it, that they're going to address physical, emotional, and financial facets. It's really important that as you're producing your outcome, you go back to your question and you look at your paragraph and you say, does this actually answer part of my question? Because that's what you're going to be marked on. So then as you go through, we have some table of contents, which is them just ordering their work. And then we get to the bit I wanted to show you. So from the very first sentence, I know what the answer to this student's work is. So I can see here that the onset of Alzheimer's impacts the carers physically, emotionally, and financially to a great extent. I'm now expecting that the rest of the argument follows from that. In an introduction, you're trying to achieve a variety of different things, including introducing your sources, but we're just focusing on S1 criteria for the minute. So I'm just going to take you to the part of her work that does that. So first of all, I can see that this student is going to outline some background information about Alzheimer's so that we have a basis for understanding. Then she's going to show us that caring for someone has a number of impacts. And then she's going to talk about the support that is provided and link this in to the effects. So it's not just a separate focus question, it's linked into the fact that because it's such a great toll on people, there is support that is adequate or inadequate. And then what works really nicely is at the end she summarizes this. So it has a very serious impact, not just on the sufferers, but on those around them. That summarizes her argument really clearly. So in your introduction, at the beginning and the end, we should have a really clear statement that summarizes what you're going to prove. And then we should be able to see how you're going to break that argument down. In this person's work, one of the things that they do well is that it's very clear and it's sorted, but you'll notice that in this first sentence, we don't necessarily have a clear link to the question. We have a statement of fact, and that's not bad necessarily, but it does represent a missed opportunity for where this student could have, articulated how this information helps answer their question. So this is a good background info, but it's not linked specifically. What we then see is the student actually link this in a stronger way. So it's been proved evident that caring has a negative physical impact on carers. So this brings in the words of the question and makes a judgment statement and assigns some sort of qualifier to it. Okay. What I guess is really important though is towards the end of this section, we have a really strong closing. So it's clear that being a professional carer, non-professional carer will have these impacts, and these are what they are. So just by reading her topic sentence and her link sentence of this section, I understand what her argument is.